Hi, I'm Mia Shaw with your Mersey Focus News. In the last half hour, a minute's silence has been held at Liverpool Town Hall to remember the 97 victims who died as a result of the Hillsborough tragedy. Flags have been flown at half-mast across the city and a bell tolled 97 times. Meanwhile, people have been travelling to Anfield to pay their respects to those who died. The crush happened 35 years ago today in the FA Cup semi-final on the 15th of April 1989. Edith Toner has been to the Red Stadium.
The mood here today is very solemn, and there have been lots of tears shed by friends and family of the victims. Councillor Mary Rasmussen was here earlier today to pay her respects, and a new survivors bench was unveiled as a place of reflection for survivors and to symbolise truth and justice. Back to you in the studio.
Peter Jackson was at Hillsborough at the game and represented the Football Supporters Association at the initial public inquiry in 1989. It was the first time the police were blamed for the crush at the Leppings Lane end. The Liverpool solicitor says the authorities still haven't accepted accountability for the tragedy.
On numerous occasions over the last 35 years, individuals have been summoned before courts to answer for their actions but have not been found liable.
Meanwhile, Labour leader Keir Starmer has today pledged to make the so-called Hillsborough Law a priority if he is made Prime Minister. The law is seen by many as vital in making sure the people responsible for public safety have to tell the truth. West Derby MP Ian Byrne has been leading the development of an education toolkit about the Hillsborough disaster, which is set to be part of the school curriculum. He's joined forces with a local author whose book has been made into a play to mark the 35th anniversary of the tragedy. It will then be staged in primary schools across the UK. Kaylee Cantrell has more.
When Will Dad Be Home is a children's book written by local author Sean Millay, which tells the story of 9-year-old Frankie losing his father to the tragedy. But in recent months, Sean and the team have been busy preparing for the stage and educating young minds.
I wrote this book, didn't think a great deal of it, and then Kevin said to me, Ian Byrne's got this thing going, the Real Truth Legacy, where he's trying to get a Hillsborough Day, and he's looking for a book that he can use in schools. And he said, we've got one. The LFC Foundation, who are the charity side of Liverpool, they're working with Ian Byrne, and they send a team into schools every week, and they deliver like a Hillsborough Law to the class, and they take my book in. And my book's now not on the national curriculum, but on the Merseyside curriculum. So Liverpool and the surrounding areas, my book is taught in all them schools, with the hope that in the future it's run out on the national curriculum.
The two-night show took place at the Capstone Theatre, with some families of the 97 attending as guest of honours.
Well, my granddad was actually at Hillsborough, which is kind of one of the reasons I auditioned. I thought, it's something that's quite close to my heart. It was an instance I was actually at in '89. I knew someone who sadly passed away, and he was the same age as me at the time, 18, with the whole life ahead of him, really. That is, I think, symptomatic of a lot of the people who died there that day.
The audience were left in tears of heartbreak as they reminisced over the 35-year-old tragedy. Kaylee Cantrell for Mersey Focus Live.
In other news, grants worth up to £50,000 are being offered to organisations in Liverpool who support victims of domestic abuse. This comes after a report by the Department of Levelling Up, Housing and Communities, which said that Merseyside needed more support for women and children affected. Tyler Rotherham has more.
Liverpool City Council is awarding up to £50,000 in grants to organisations supporting victims of domestic abuse.
We know that, for example, it take up to 30 acts of abuse before a victim will even report it to policing. So we know it's dramatically underreported. We welcome the additional funding that's provided here. But of course, many people have responsibility, not only the local authority, the Police and Crime Commissioner in terms of the commissioning of additional services, and indeed grants that are provided by local as well as national government to make sure that the needs, and there's a wider strategic needs assessment that understands what provision is required.
The recommendation for it came from a report from the Department of Levelling Up, Housing and Communities. Tyler Rotherham, Mersey Focus.
St John's College in Bebington has been forced to close temporarily due to power cuts, which have caused health and safety issues in the building. They are switching pupils to remote learning until they have fixed the issue. More than £3,000 has been raised for young people's cardiac health in Merseyside. Mitch Kelsall ran approximately 5 kilometres a day in March to raise money for the charity CRY, which helps to fund research and screening across the North West for undiagnosed heart conditions. For people under 35, 1 in 300 will be identified with a potentially life-threatening condition. And now with the sport, here's Lucas McGrath.
Good afternoon. Everton have lodged an appeal against their 2-point deduction for a second breach of the Premier League spending rules. The Merseysiders have already been docked 10 points this season, reduced to 6 in February when they challenged the decision. The appeal hearing is expected to take place in the next couple of weeks. They're in action again against Chelsea tonight. In racing, this year's Grand National Festival security is being labelled a success. With nearly 60,000 visitors, police say only 14 arrests were made over the 3-day weekend. Ruby Richards reports.
Arrests were made for various offences, including suspicion of affray, assaults and drug usage. With excellent detection work by police, 2 drones were seized and operators were identified. Overall, Merseyside Police said the atmosphere was great and throughout the duration of the festival they enjoyed engaging with the racegoers.
Former Tranmere Rovers midfielder Joe Thompson raised £70,000 after announcing his cancer diagnosis. The 35-year-old has stage 4 Hodgkin lymphoma, with it being his 3rd time battling the disease. He says he remains determined to beat it once again. Tranmere Rovers winger Rob Apter has been named League 2 Young Player of the Season at the EFL Awards. Apter, who is on loan from Blackpool, has 12 goals and 6 assists this campaign for the Super Whites. Prescott Cables will host Marine FC on Tuesday night in the semi-final of the Liverpool Senior Cup. The 2023 final attracted almost 3,000 fans, where Marine beat Runcorn Lennox on penalties to win the trophy. The winner of the tie will face City of Liverpool, who beat Tranmere Rovers 2-1 to secure their place in the final. Tommy Fleetwood placed joint 3rd at the Masters last night in Augusta. Despite not winning the infamous green jacket, the 33-year-old from Southport recorded his best ever finish at the tournament. Scotty Scheffler took home his 2nd green jacket.
There's a yellow weather warning in place with 50-mile-an-hour winds forecast. That's all from us on the 35th anniversary of the Hillsborough disaster, a day that changed the city forever.